to share
it's
stuff
like
around.
it makes it look like you put the picture and stuff like it's like a premiere. It's
Yeah,
really really nice. Actually.
it looks dope, as people say. You know, dope as fuck.
Yeah.
I believe is what they say.
Yeah. On
Hey
God,
everybody,
no cap.
we're live on YouTube. Hi YouTube.
Hello,
How are you?
YouTubes.
How you
YouTube.
doing? I hope you're well. I hope you're good. My email's like, hey, you're live on YouTube. Thanks, email. I know.
That email's got your back.
I didn't get one.
Well, I would hope you didn't, unless you have access to to our email. Hey, Apo, it's Noah. What's up, Noah? What's up, Noah?
Old Noah Fussman.
Took me about half a second. I was like, wait, how do I know that? That's right. He got married.
Yep.
He's a married boy. I watched Noah play some Sonic the Hedgehog today.
Nice.
Yeah. He's pretty good. He's pretty good at that game. You know, you got to collect the rings. You can't lose the rings.
He's pretty good at all video games, I'm pretty sure.
You know what he's really good at? Is Overwatch. And I've been on the receiving end of that. And I have a TikTok commemorating him teabagging me.
I've heard legend about how good he is at Overwatch.
Yeah, he's pretty good. He in the water cooler gang, they ain't nothing to fuck with. They're
There's
serious
a bard
business.
that came through Ada and sang about it.
Yeah, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, he I always say, like, whenever we do an Overwatch 2 stream, I'm like, all right, we got to take our medicine. Get all the water cooler gang on one team, and us, we'll take our medicine for one game because it makes us better. It makes us better.
Never played that game.
Are you a big fan of, like, you don't play much for video games in general, do you?
Just Rocket League. I play that like every day.
Nice.
I bought a Switch like only to play Rocket League.
I hear Rocket League is a lot of fun. I've watched it. I'm like, yeah, that looks like fun. It's not a game I'm willing to commit my time to because I'm like, I'm sure the learning curve would be enough where people would be like, Jesus, look at this idiot. You know, I can't.
Yeah.
My emotions, you know, the world is tough
It can be
without.
frustrating. It can be frustrating. That game can for sure.
Yeah, I could totally see that.
And it pairs you with people online relative to your own skill level. And so like if you for some reason play like 10 games and you like win 10 games in a row, then like the next 10 games you play you just get crushed because it pairs you with people
You're like,
that are
welcome to the pros, motherfucker. You know.
Yeah. Yeah.
You've leveled up. This is on you.
This is your fault.
Just remember, you did this.
Yeah.
This is on you, sir. You want to win? Well, this is what you get.
Yeah.
You just got blue shelled, boy. You know, it's like, oh God.
They should implement blue shells into Rocket League. That would be hilarious.
That'd be amazing.
Blue shells is one of the worst things ever created in a game. It's like, hey, are you losing really bad to someone who's better than you? Here's something that'll ruin their day. You know?
Yeah.
I saw, I don't remember if I sent you this video or not, but it was a go-kart track that had, I don't know if it was using holographs and AI and whatever. They actually created a live version of Mario Kart on their go-kart track.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure you sent that to me, and I was like, well,
look fucking amazing.
we got to do that wherever that is. We got to find it because it looks awesome. Real life
Yeah,
Mario Kart.
shit.
I mean,
Yeah.
hell yeah. This is what the human race is all about. You know, we could solve
Just,
world
like,
hunger.
shoot grenades at people and like blow up their car.
As far as I'm concerned, that's the great filter. Once we accomplish that, we've moved past any other civilization.
It's like, listen, you know, we're having a huge wheat shortage right now because of the war in Ukraine, but God damn it, we figured out how to make real life Mario Kart. You know, that's what it's all about, baby.
Our
It's all about
priorities are straight.
We can trade them wheat, or no, wait, they have the wheat. We'll have them. Do they have the wheat? Are they stockpiling the wheat, or do they get the wheat from? Is there?
Ukraine, I think, is one of the largest.
Situation, Doug.
The wheat
what's the wheat
situation
situation?
is that Ukraine makes the wheat, but right now they can't get the wheat out because Russia's blockading their ports, so the wheat is going nowhere.
Right. Okay. So I'm not super sure with what's going on with the wheat war at the time, but I was gonna say, well, like we could trade wheat for grenades or vice versa for the Mario Kart races.
There we go. Now we're talking. That is a diplomatic solution.
Blue shells.
Yeah, if they can somehow manufacture a blue shell.
Yeah.
I mean, I'm pretty sure that's the grenade. You know, if someone's in first place, you're like, hold on, I got
A
this.
blue grenade.
Boom! You're like, well, he ain't in first anymore. You know,
Right. It's the Sidewinder missile.
he's out of there. You know, that's how it goes. So, all right. Well, I think we're looking good. I think we're sounding good. Let's actually hit the record button and get this show on the road after I get all my screens where I want them to be.
Yep.
Yes. Oh, okay, good. Looking forward to this game we're going to play later. All right, let's hit record. And 3, 2, 1. Hey, everybody. Welcome to Mind Gap Podcast. I'm Doug.
I'm Justin.
And I couldn't be more excited to have back on the show for, I believe, the third time. He is a very funny person. I say that about a lot of people, and I mean it about a lot of people. But this person, very, very funny. Also, extremely talented musician. Also, brother of a great friend of the podcast. Please welcome back Austen Reno.
Hey, everyone.
Welcome back, man.
Pleasure to be here. Welcome back to your own podcast.
Yes, it's great to be back a week
Right.
later.
Another week.
And we're thrilled to be here, and we're thrilled to have you here because, and we'll talk about more in a little bit, but you've got a new EP out. Actually, no, let's talk about it now. Tell everyone about your EP. What's going on? Where can they find it? Where can they listen to it? Let's get it out there.
Get into it. Yeah. There's a new band, new project, new music, EP, 5-song. The freaking Potionseller is the name of it. And it's streaming everywhere. It's 5 songs. Something probably a little something for everybody, I'd say there.
Couldn't agree
you
more.
Stream everywhere. Yeah.
Yes, I've listened to it. I'm a big fan of it. I think Pretend and Illegal Cable are my favorite songs on the EP. So well done, sir. Very,
Nice,
very good.
Thanks. Pretend is the most streamed, but I think it's because it's the first song.
It is the first song on there. Noah shared the EP with us, and he also recommended Illegal Cable, which I have to agree is a solid song. So you all should check that out. Like you said, anywhere you can stream it. I've been streaming more on Spotify because I'm just about 15 years late to the game on that.
But now that you're getting into it, how I was the same. You were 15 years late. I was about 10 years late to the game.
Mm-hmm.
But
Yeah.
it's pretty rad.
It is. I've just
Not content creators, but
no. That was kind of the reason why early on I was very resistant to it because I'm like, God, they just fuck the musicians so hard. They're just like, hey, do you want a fraction of a cent every time someone plays your song?
Yeah, it's sick, actually.
Because you can have that. You can have that. And it's like, okay, cool. So for the people that get a bajillion plays a month, they're like, great. But those are also the people that have no problem,
right.
with
But also, is the average listener going to buy your CD?
good point.
No.
Probably not, because I don't think people really buy CDs anymore. But
Or
the
even
point
just
being,
buy it online either. I don't know.
I'm a big
buying it
fan
in
of
general.
buying. Like, I like to buy the content because,
That's good.
I just recently, downloaded Spotify onto my phone, so I can, listen to. I realize I'm like, oh, I can access all the songs that I've liked in one place. That's kind of cool. It's like my own. I'm dumb. It's like my own personal playlist. I'm like, look at all these songs that I've liked, and they're all right here for me. This is fun. And I found some really good stuff. I'm like, oh yeah, this is really enjoyable to listen to at work and things like that. So, like I said, I'm dumb. I was really resistant to it because I like to. I don't know. There's something about buying it. I'm also a real butthole about buying the whole album. I don't like buying songs piecemeal. That's really rough for me to do. I know for whatever reason I feel like it's being disingenuous to the artist, but because I'm like, if I'm only going to buy one or two songs, because that's what I grew up with. I grew up with CDs, where I'm like, well, you want it, you got to buy the whole thing. Because I also just refused to buy singles, because that seemed like a waste of space. Buying a CD that's just one song or two songs, I'm like, this is dumb. I'm not going to do this. So I've always been really big on buying albums, for better or worse. I'm like, I'm going to buy the whole thing, and I hope it's all good. Very few are. So
how's it working out for you?
You know what? Just listen to a couple songs on those albums. I'm an idiot.
Yeah.
But yes, you all should go check that out. Potionseller. It's out there now. Go stream it and tell us what you think. What's your favorite song?
Do you have any plan to do any live shows or anything recent in the upcoming months or anything?
We're practicing right now, so we hopefully I pretty much said probably not this year, but I think early in 2023 we'll probably get to some gigs. Hopefully.
Hell yeah.
Yeah, and I don't think. I mean, I'll let you know since you're in GR now, so you'll have to come out. But
I 100% will be there.
I don't think it'll be like anything. I mean, definitely no tours for a while or anything like that. But so hopefully, just like local, just to like feel something, you know.
Yeah.
Just to feel a little something.
What sparked the want for this new project?
So like making solo music is really cool and fun and whatnot, but there's like something different about like being with like your friends and playing music like with your friends and having like, you know, like planning out a time to practice and like just get together and jam and have fun. Like there's something about the camaraderie that comes along with that that's like, it's not the same as like sitting in here and recording, you know, pop songs alone. So yeah, I definitely missed being in a band, so it's cool to feel that again, for sure.
That's really, I totally know what you're saying about that. That's very, very true and also very cool.
Yeah, and I'm sure it probably like translates to a lot of other stuff like podcasting too. Like it's probably a lot more fun that you guys get to do this together, you know.
Yeah. Doug and I get together and practice. We'll do fake podcasts all the time. Sit there and practice talking at each other.
We try it out.
Yeah.
I mean, he's joking, but a lot of times we'll have conversations during our production meeting or elsewhere, and we'll be like, "Wait, did we just podcast?" Like we realized we kind of just got into the flow, and we just did an unreleased podcast just with each other.
Can we say that again, like exactly like how we said it?
There have been times where production meetings will run close to an hour and a half. And we're just like, well, that's the length of an episode. We just
podcasted. That's cool. And like all of that's going to be not released, not recorded, but we gave our thoughts as if we were doing a podcast. So there it is. You know.
Yeah. And many times we'll cut each other off mid sentence, like, hey, we should probably stop and just save this. Yeah.
Save it. Yeah. Because it definitely doesn't feel as good the second time around. It's more concise, which is maybe better for the listener, but we don't get the natural raw emotions and the natural raw responses. You know,
you gotta raw dog it for sure.
Yeah. Gotta raw
dog that potty. Yeah,
listen,
raw dog that potty.
You gotta raw dog those nuts. That's GR living.
Hold on, is that like a voice effect you're putting on?
Nope, it's my real voice. It's my real voice. See, I was doing with my throat right there. I was just like pushing in on it. You know, it gets me to that place. You know,
I was gonna say, damn, dude.
Yeah. Isn't that wild? Yeah, it's pretty cool.
Have to huck a couple of Cubans before doing that. That's what
it's worth it though.
Like,
it's worth it because I also like. Did you ever watch the Avengers? You familiar?
I'm not super familiar, but I know about it.
Do you know like Thanos, the big bad guy?
Yeah.
All right, check this out. Let's see if I can do it.
All right, Iron Man.
Shut up.
I'm gonna lick your butthole.
That was a famous line from the movie, right? Like that's the line. It's on every Disney shirt.
Oh my god, dude, that's GR living right there. If I ever heard it,
that's GR living.
That's GR living.
Yep.
Yes, I have a voice modulator. So
okay,
it's the best $20 I ever spent.
One. That's sick.
Yeah, it's so much fun. It's way too much fun.
Does it have auto tune on it?
Actually, there is an option for auto tune, which is a lot of fun. The stuff that you can do on it is tons of fun. So it's called Voice Mod. Check it out, y'all. Not a sponsor of the podcast, but should be. It's also where our soundboard lives. So
for the amount of time we use it,
yeah, right, yeah, it's pretty fucking dope. Speaking of dope shit, gang, check us out on all the social medias at MindGap Podcast. Also follow us on YouTube, youtube.com/MindGap Podcast. You can be a part of the live stream. We live stream our episodes on Tuesdays at 7 p.m. Central now, which is super cool. You can be part of the cool people like Richie, who's in the chat right now. That says, yo, homies. Austin, you know Richie. He's from You Haven't Heard This Music podcast.
Oh,
dope
is that
dude.
Richie?
Yeah.
I remember Richie.
Yeah, Richie's
That-
cool
I
as
really
hell.
appreciate. Shout out Richie for letting me go on that podcast. That was awesome.
Yeah, I fucking love their podcast. You haven't heard this music? It's so good. Just couple of folks that love independent music. They celebrate it. They promote the shit out of it. It's the goddamn best. You can also check out, I host a live video game stream on Fridays now at 8 p.m. Central, because Saturdays are reserved for Dungeons and Dragons. But Friday
I
night-
want to play, dude. I want to play that so bad.
Oh yeah, okay. Well, noted.
Yeah.
You know, we'll one of these
Careful what you
days
ask for on this podcast, because dreams come true here.
they do. Whether you like it or not, they come true.
Right.
Yeah, that's GR living, baby.
That's GR living. But
I gotta be quick on that, but that's happening the rest of the episode now.
yes.
Sorry. Yeah.
No, don't apologize. So check out live streams for the podcast. Also, if you're here and you're watching, whether live or on the post-coital episode, hit the like button. It's free. If you're here watching after the fact, we love it if you do.
You know, smoking, burning one down after.
I mean, I don't care if you watch afterwards. It's fine with me. Just watch. Watch.
You're sitting there.
Just take that little digit, however many you want, and just click on that like button. Just, You go hard, you go soft, it's whatever, but consent is important. We consent, hit the like button. That's cool.
Facts.
And if you really like it still, hit that subscribe button. You know why? It don't cost anything. It's free.
That's right. It's free. Do that. It supports us. It's super helpful. If you do have some money in this maybe recession coming times, check us out on patreon.com/mindgappodcast, or check out our merch at redbubble.com. Type in Mind Gap Podcast. Pick yourself up something nice. It's the holidays. Black Friday's coming. Be prepared. Get a Mind Gap t-shirt or a mug or a goddamn bath mat, you animal.
Goddamn, seriously. Pick something
Seriously.
up nice. Redbubble.com. It's easy.
Hey, see, he
Bada
gets
bing,
it.
bada boom.
Bada bing, bada boom. Gabagool. Get it.
No problemo.
Don't
Yeah.
let
How's your mother?
Supply chain bite you in the ass. Order it now.
Order it
Order it
now.
now.
I'm sure there's a 40% off thing. They've always got some sort of fucking discount. They're hooking you up with the stuff. Get in there.
Black Friday. You kidding me right now? Come on. Hook it up.
Kidding me?
Yep.
Black Friday? How about Black November? That sounds awful and ominous, but it is what it is,
Yep.
Anyway, yeah, that's housekeeping. Ba-doom! Anyway, back to the real deal. Back to Austin. So like we said, check out the EP. It's dope as fuck. It's super duper cool. And some other shit to talk about. Do you like Blink-182?
They're fine.
That's fair.
Uh-oh.
No, it's fine.
It's like I don't know. I like Katy Perry to a certain extent too.
Sure.
You know what I mean?
Yeah,
I
maybe.
like
You're gonna hear me roar, baby.
Rhiannon is fine too.
Mm-hmm.
Not
Yeah.
Rhiannon, Rihanna.
I was
Not
going to say,
Rihanna.
the song, like Fleetwood Mac?
Rihanna. Yeah, Blink-182 is fine.
That's fair. They were the band that they were like a seminal band in my childhood.
Yeah.
Which actually, as I was teaching myself to play guitar, I listened to Enema of the State and I learned how to play guitar playing that entire album. So huge part of my childhood. And I've also been I get it. It's weird to think that I'm going to be 40 and I'm like, oh man, Blink-182 is still around. And it's classic pop punk rock,
So Neighborhoods is my favorite Blink album.
Okay.
And that came out I think when I was a sophomore or freshman in high school or something.
Mm-hmm.
But I definitely miss the early Blink stuff. It all just kind of seemed I just missed it. But
Mhm.
I really liked Neighborhoods a lot.
That
And
was
I
a
think
good
it's
one.
I don't think that's people's favorite generally, but I like that one.
I liked it because it was a little bit different. It was a little bit different from the other stuff. I'm always a fan of, I think Enema of the State, probably one of, Dude Ranch is kind of tough to get through because, boy, Tom DeLonge has a whiny voice, but boy, in that album, it is. Oof, boy, it's really, really bad. And a lot of their songs are just, they kind of have this almost the same, like, really fast drum beat, which kind of wears on you over time. But of course, Damn It's on that album, classic, one of their, the best, most well-known songs by them. Am in the State, I think, is a banger, start to finish. Take Off Your Pants and Jacket, solid. And then after that, they started experimenting a little bit and just finding new sounds. They did Boxcar Racer, they did Plus 44, they kind of did their own things and everything like that. So I'm a fan of that older stuff and that style, and I listened to their new single, and I wasn't super into it. I'm still curious for the album, but the single, I'm like, yeah, this doesn't really sound like the Blink-182 I know, but, I'm not going to hold it against them. They can't be like, hey, what does Doug like? We're going to do what Doug likes,
Right.
What did Doug listen to when he was 18? Because we're going to do that again,
Yeah, and like I say, I think Blink is fine. I fully recognize that they're like the biggest pop punk band to ever exist, and like they're super influential and all that stuff. I just I never was a super diehard fan. I thought the new single was fine as well. Like, we'll see what the rest of it is, but like, it's cool. Tom's back and stuff.
Is it? Is it cool?
Well, I don't know. I thought California, is that the name of that record? I thought that was a good record too.
That was a great one.
People hate on it. I thought it was good.
Disagree. I like that one a lot. I think it's really, really good. I just re-listened to some of the songs, and they're like, these are fucking good, man. These are good songs.
Yeah.
I thought Matt Skiba did a great job filling in. Yeah. And, whatever. Yeah, so we'll see. We'll see what it is. I think it's pretty cool. I'm curious to see how the three of them will react because, 2 breakups, Tom initiating those. I'm like, it's great that he's back. I guess to some degree, we'll see how it goes. Yeah. We'll see if it sticks. But more importantly, they're on tour again, and those tickets, they ain't cheap. They ain't cheap by a long shot. I saw when they went live on Twitter, some people were like, hey, listen, Blink, just because I'm 40 years old doesn't mean that I can afford $350 tickets, all right, to a show.
Right.
Yeah. I'm like, there's no way I would ever pay that much for a goddamn concert. Maybe this is just me being old man Doug, but I don't really have a lot of desire to go see live music.
Maybe if it was Elvis Presley or something.
Woo! But... You know what I mean? Yeah. Now we're talking. But yeah, music is always will have a place in my heart. But I find it really annoying going to concerts because there's other people there, and people suck.
Yeah.
And most of the time, bunch of mouth breathers, a bunch of people who just find a way to ruin. Let me rephrase that. I allow them to ruin my experience. Just like when I go to the movies, I allow other people's behavior to ruin my experience because I can't stop fixating on their stupid asses.
Because they're not doing it the exact same way that you do it.
Right. Well, I would consider it common courtesy, right? When you're in a movie theater, don't get on your fucking phone, because that shit lights up the theater, and depending on where you're sitting, it's just like right in my eye line. I'm like, I get why Christian Bale lost his shit on that set. It was just right in his eye line. He's like, I'm trying to fucking focus, and it's the same thing. I'm like, I'm trying to watch this movie, and I've got, light in my face, or I got someone talking, and I'm just like, shut the fuck up. Like, shut the fuck up. And at concerts, it's like, some people are like, I'm going to stand in your way. It's like, please don't do that. They're like, I don't give a fuck. This is about my experience for this. Or, God forbid, I'm in the pit. Every 2 seconds, someone's patting me on the back, being like, dude, can you lift me up? And I'm like, great, I'm going to be doing powerlifting for the rest of the evening. Like, I don't need any more exercise, asshole. Like, I'm good.
Once you lift one person up, you're lifting everyone else up after that.
Or what's worse is, like, people are crowd surfing, I'm tall, and then they all hit me in the back of the head as they're coming through because I don't see them. And it's just crashing in the back of my head. I'm like, fuck, this sucks.
That's why I don't care what the show is. I will never sit that I will always opt to be in the first section, at least minimum, that starts to go up, you know, on an angle.
House of Blues is one of my favorite venues.
Very few crowd surfers coming down.
Kind of makes sense, right? We all go down slides, that would
like
that would
over the mezzanine, like right? You're just throwing people over the edge.
We're gonna drop him. Are you ready?
Yeah.
Hey, Bam Margera did that a couple times.
Yeah, and look where he is now. He's doing great, right?
Is that why? Because Because he stage dove into a
I'll
crowd
tell you
off
what,
of a roof.
It didn't help.
Probably didn't
No,
help.
yeah.
But,
Yeah.
here we are. But yeah, the ticket prices are insane. And there's this Vice article by Jason Cobbler, who basically it was a pretty long article, but really broke down the insanity that is Ticketmaster and why Ticketmaster is a giant fucking monopolizing butthole, and how it just
Huge one.
gobbles up all. And I remember Ticketmaster being assholes years ago,
Oh yeah,
and
for years they've held this.
because I guess I vaguely remember them merging with Live Nation, and in doing so, they just sort of emboldened themselves with even more like monopolizing ability. So the author basically describes like, hey, this is how you're getting fucked and why, and talked about previously what would happen with really popular shows is people would try to get on Ticketmaster's website, they try to time it just right, get their ticket, and then tickets would sell out like crazy. And then people would go to secondary sites
And resell them.
and resell them for a profit. And Ticketmaster's like, I don't like this. I don't like that people are making money off of the shit. Now, just to be fair,
They could be making money off.
right.
To be fair.
The
And
same-
the audience gets screwed over there because they're paying a higher price, a higher premium, and it's not going to the band or anything like that. So, it's not great. It's not a great, sort of, methodology, if you will, or a way of doing business. It really sucks. But at the same time, the new method is Ticketmaster owns the resellers as well. So when things sell out, they're like, that's cool. Head over to the higher priced sites that we own, and they will charge a fee for every, transaction on a ticket.
And then
so they're like,
but those are like algorithmic, right? Like it was talking about how it does like surge pricing, like for Uber, and it kind of like calculates based on the demand or whatever. But
yeah, I think they call it dynamic pricing in the
yeah, okay.
which I used to work at a hotel, so I understand the idea of the laws of supply and demand. When it's a really busy, when it's Lollapalooza weekend in Chicago and you need a room,
Right.
listen, you're going to pay a lot, and it's not going to be a great room either, okay? But it's going to be a room that you can sleep in. Like, it's going to happen. So I understand that aspect of it. Like, if it's super popular, that's just going to go fast. And if you still want to get it after the fact, you're going to have to pay a premium on it. That makes sense to me.
But go ahead.
No, you go. I've been talking too
you
much.
looked like you were just about.
I think you were going to say what I was going to say because I could feel the mind meld. You go.
Well, a lot of where that article was very long, but I pulled a lot of information for myself from a John Oliver episode that he did on this exact same thing, and a lot of the stuff kind of lines up what this Vice article was talking about, and or not Vice, is it Vice?
It's Vice.
Yeah. Article was talking about and what he talked about, and one thing that he talked about is that Ticketmaster a lot of the times will hold like 90% or more of the tickets for the secondary market specifically.
That's fucked up.
So they're creating this. So for them to say this dynamic pricing, if it's more popular, they're creating the supply and demand ratios, if you will.
Instead of just like letting it naturally sell out.
Bingo. They'll hold back like 90% of the tickets for the secondary market, and then they will do an upcharge that can run in the secondary market. These professional brokers, this article that is talking about Oliver's thing says they can go anywhere from 50% to 7,000% of the face value of the ticket.
Damn, that's crazy.
It's fucking ridiculous.
7,000%? Dear God.
Damn, dude, that's insane.
I was 50 to 70. Oh no, 7,000. Okay. Jesus.
Yeah.
Good Lord.
It is a fucking, and that's the resale or the secondary market. Ticketmaster, their fees can sometimes go up to 78% of the ticket's face value.
Yeah.
So they're fucking you on fees. They're fucking you on secondary markets. They're
and
fucking you every possible which way they can.
because they merged with Live Nation, they perform at Live Nation venues. So
and
it's
all the big venues are Live Nation venues. Like that's
Yeah, they talked about the Blink-182 tour. Only one of their shows in San Diego is at an arena that's not a Live Nation show, and they're probably like, motherfuckers, God, we had almost the whole one, but we missed one. Keith, get in here. How do we miss the one?
I think
God damn it.
The three venues in Grand Rapids are like, or I mean, I guess the three big venues would be like Van Andel and 20 Monroe Live, and then like the intersection. I think those are like the three. Well, and I guess I don't know if the Deltaplex is still around, and I guess you're newer to GR Livin', so you wouldn't know this, but yeah, like all those are like Live Nation venues, and so if you want to go to
it doesn't surprise me at all. That thing's massive, so
it
makes sense that Live Nation got their hooks in that thing.
Yeah. So if you're gonna go to like a big show in town, it's 1,000% probably a Live Nation show. And if you're gonna go to anything like smaller regional bands, then it could be a different, promotional company or whatever. But
yeah,
yeah,
I think it's brutal because there's also, they mentioned in the article that in the olden days, the problem which led to the scalping, so to speak, was that bands were underbidding on their ticket prices. They essentially, like, they weren't meeting the demand. They had a ticket price that was surprisingly reasonable, like $80 or something less, and people are like, great. And it's like, yeah, but demand is higher, it's worth more. So it actually created the surge in the secondary market because people are like, oh fuck yeah, they're only gonna pay $80, and then these other people are like, yeah, I'll pay $80 and then sell it for double and make a profit on it for that kind of stuff. So it's now supposedly, I guess, like, based on the algorithm you mentioned, Austin, they're just like, oh yeah, we're just gonna we're just gonna put it at the top tier price is what we're gonna do. We're just gonna put it at the right out of the gate. It's gonna be like, bam! You want these tickets? $300, and it's only going up from there. So get in now, because you're gonna get booked. Like, that's basically how I view that.
In the happening. Thanos voice.
Yes, right. Yeah, let me pull that up real quick. It's like,
you want to do this? It's happening now. $350. Oh, I'm sorry, $375. $380. Get in. It's only going up, bitch. You want to see this show? Do you want to finger your girlfriend to your favorite song? Get in. Hurry up, because it's going fast.
What we needed was more of like a banjo country thing where you could have done a Thanos does an auctioneer. Thanos does an auctioneer.
We got 300 going, 300, one better, 300, 200, 350, 350. Yeah. But
do you want to know what your girlfriend's pubes feel like in the middle of Enema of the States? Well, you better hurry up because it's $600 now, bitch.
You started losing it.
That's Jared.
I think Enema of the Steak came through.
It's not. Listen, it's learning. It's an AI. Okay, it's still in beta.
My favorite thing every time the announcer voice comes out is let's see what words it decides not.
Yeah,
to
it doesn't. I think I'm speaking clearly, but it's like, nah, it doesn't quite get in there.
There's this dude on so TikTok has this new I guess feature where if you can shoot your video, but I don't know if you've seen the videos where it's like, if you type something on the screen, it'll read out your captions and it'll be in like that girl's voice, like,
yeah,
what I did yesterday. Yeah. And so now it's like you can speak on your video and it'll make your voice that voice.
Oh, really?
And
I think I may have that.
There's this video of this guy who's doing this like series where he's like day 5 of making like metal screams and seeing it.
Yes.
So he's like screaming into the camera, and it's just like the AI voice going.
He did one with Korn. He goes, "Oh my God, Korn's on." He's like, whatever that thing is, and it's like, it was amazing.
Oh my God, I would fucking love to
I think Noah actually shared that in our Discord, so you should all join our Discord. Link in the description down below and find all these goodies. They're great. You should do that. Yeah, that's pretty amazing. But yeah, this really sucks. Like
it sucks because Ticketmaster is bulletproof, really. Like there's like Congress has gone after them a myriad of times, and no matter what lawsuit or no matter what anyone does on any level of either government or, it doesn't seem like anything. They for some reason they can't get Ticketmaster to pay the piper on this, and I don't understand why. I don't understand why they're so bulletproof. That's the thing that still baffles me. Everyone knows that they're promoting shitty practices and they're normalizing these shitty practices, and they've become a monopoly. How has no one been able to stop this or to put a dent in it?
Is this like a Walmart situation where do you want your shit out there? Do you want to perform? This is how you got to do it. Walmart is going to dictate the price at which you're going to sell it, but you're going to get your product out to all of the Walmart places. Similar thing. It's like, oh, do you want to tour the country at some of the largest venues? Yeah. Well, you're going to have to use Live Nation venues, which are associated with Ticketmaster. And guess what? If you're going to sell tickets at a Live Nation venue, it's got to go through Ticketmaster. It's, I guess it's kind of just a giant beast, a Cthulhu that exists out there that you're like, well, it's this elder god in the music industry, and we got to sacrifice to it if you want to be able to perform.
Well, and I was when I was reading through that article you sent, I was trying to wrap my head around what a possible solution could be, and I couldn't really come up with one. But you saying that, I wonder if a band being like Blink-182, who's rich and famous, if they could pay off Live Nation to essentially just rent the venue or whatever that they would profit share for their tickets, instead just be we're gonna pay you what you would have made on a base regular amount sale of tickets. We're gonna rent the venue from you, and then they can charge whatever they want, and maybe they could have on their own website where you purchase tickets directly from them. But then that brings up a lot of things as far as I don't know. I was trying to wrap my head around it, but there's
well, the logistics and the infrastructure that an individual band would need to handle that shit with refunds
and not every band is Blink-182. Blink-182 could probably do it, but
before he fell off the map for being gross, Louis C.K. was trying to tackle this by
still does.
He would only. Oh, does he? I haven't followed any.
He actually bought the rights to Louis, I believe. And you can go to his website and you can pay either a subscription or something to watch the show Louis. He was able to purchase that to but he was that's a really good point. He was really big on that.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. He was trying to he was basically dictating to a venue, if you don't let me sell the tickets through my website, I won't play your venue. But again, not every comedian had reached at the time that he had reached the height. He was at a superstar level. Not every comedian has reached that height. Not every band is Blink. Or I think the article talked about Garth Brooks will go to a market and he will add shows in that market until they stop selling out. And that's the way that he tries to ignore, beat the system. But again, not every band is Garth Brooks. Not every band can do 6 shows in a.
It says in recent years on single tours, Brooks has done the following. He played 9 concerts in a row in Edmonton, Canada. He played a dozen shows in Chicago. He played 6 in Kansas, 9 in Tulsa, and 8 in Denver. He's
rich, dude. That's insane.
But basically what he's doing is listen, if the demand is that high, I will play until basically we don't sell out, and then we're like, cool, we're good to go. Everyone has seen me that wants to see me. And you're right. If you're selling out, I mean, he did his big ass stadium tour. Tickets for stadiums just evaporated. They were gone, and he's just making bank on that shit. But imagine he's like, I'm gonna be here for 9 nights. It's just like, what?
Now, in converse of that, if you think about like his music or not. If you know anything about Garth Brooks, he is one of lauded as one of the best showmen out there, right?
Also, potential serial killer.
Who knows? We don't know. It's never.
That's what's been going around on the internet these days.
There you go. And everything
I'll
we
have to
read
look into that.
Thanks to your Mom's House podcast.
It wasn't him. It was Chris Gaines. Okay.
Sure. I don't.
He's the serial killer.
Tom Segura, Christina Pajitsky have like for years now have been trolling him. Like just he posted
Tom Segura.
Yes, they have. Garth Brooks decided to get on Facebook really late, and he had one of the creepiest and weirdest like announcement videos. And they just they dissected it. They have just sound bites. They're like, listen to what he's saying. They're like, this is the creepiest. He's like, hey guys, welcome to Studio G, and this is where we're gonna do cool stuff, neat stuff, slick stuff. We're gonna be here. We're gonna connecting. I like that. Or I'm sorry,
He's like, I like that.
he gets really just. It's a really. They were just like, this is not a normal thing. He's not a normal person. He's a sociopath. And they just kept like extrapolating that. And they're kind of like proving their own bias as they see him. Sure. They're like, he's not a normal person. He's detached or whatever. But they started this thing like, hey, Garth, where are the bodies? All right. Where are the bodies, Garth? And, they're like, people just need to have closure, Garth. Where are the bodies? Like, some of their fans are showing up to concerts with poster boards that say, Garth, where are the bodies? And they just the Your Mom's House fans have flooded his social media. Whenever you go to his social media, it's just Your Mom's House inside jokes all over the place. They've what's it on Instagram? It's not banning, but essentially it's like it's not full on blocking, but you're basically like making it so that your stuff doesn't show up on their feed.
Okay.
And he's just like, Garth, unblock me. I want access. Give me access to your stuff again.
Oh, so he like muted,
he muted. He basically muted Tom. Tom will post stuff on there, and of course, it just creates more things. And he's just been making Garth's life a living hell. So when he's talking about Garth, he's like,
that's
he made
awesome though. Dude, that's so funny. Dude, Tom Segura's really funny. I saw him in Grand Rapids not that long
No shit.
ago.
Oh, that's awesome. He's one of my favorite comedians. I love his podcasts and everything like that. So when you said Garth Brooks is one of the most, I'm like, prolific serial killers? So it's like what came to my mind, even though that's not true, allegedly. I don't know for sure if he has. Allegedly. But anyway, you were saying, Justin, Garth Brooks, national treasure,
None of it matters.
Got friends in low places,
That's it. Yep.
I got
whiskey rounds and beer chases.
I don't know any other Garth Brooks songs. I don't even really know that. I just know that one. I got friends in low places. Yeah, I agree. I don't think I need to.
Save a horse, ride a cowboy, something.
Yeah, right. I killed a man in Reno. I
have a bag of lye in my trunk.
Yeah, I've got a wet ass pussy. Whatever.
Garth Brooks covers WAP.
I swear to God, you always come in like in the middle and out of nowhere, Doug.
I'm feeling good tonight. I'm feeling good.
Loosey goosey, baby.
Loosey goosey, for sure.
Greased up, lubed up, ready for some podcasting. I like it.
I'm lubed up and I'm ready. That's Geo Limited.
Ding ding. Ding. Yeah, so have fun buying your tickets, I guess, to hundreds of dollars to see Blink-182. Doing about that stuff, and
I'd help.
I mean, I guess as a musician, Austin, if you obviously rose to the ranks of a Blink-182 or something like that, and you were doing this tour and stuff like that, how would you feel knowing that Ticketmaster or whatever was at the helm and was potentially just really, screwing over your fan base like that?
Yeah, I don't know. It's like, because again, what do you do? I mean, if especially because there's probably like contracts in place already, so like they pretty much probably have to perform these venues. So yeah, I really don't know. Like, I think the only thing you can do is just like go on Twitter and just be like, I'm sorry, which like they kind of did, I guess. It didn't really seem like super genuine, but
probably because I think they're in the boat where they're like, what, we can't do anything,
yeah, I know. But on the flip side, like there is probably like wealthy Blink fans who will just pay that much and not complain too. So it's like, I mean, you'll never please everyone, I guess, but it would be, you'd think that like if there's a good amount of your fan base who's really pissed off about something, then you should come up with a task force, or like create a task force to come up with creative solutions to like fix that heinous problem. But I don't know, like, especially when they're like about to go on tour and it's already basically like set in stone. Like, I don't know.
And basically the shows are sold out, you know, like.
Yeah, so it's like they're like, we just made a shit ton of money. Like, I mean, I'm sorry it was so expensive, but like, thanks to everyone who just paid. I
wonder if this was something like, you know, tour number 3. You know, they've this is like, let's say it's 5 years from now, and they're going on tour number 3, and they're like, hey, that first one, we just got back together. Like, we knew we kind of got to play the game because we gotta make that money, gotta bring it all in. Maybe by the third one they're like, this is kind of outrageous. Like, if we really truly, maybe it's just something like, they're gonna come see us. All right, they're gonna come see the original Blink trio. People are gonna come. After that, maybe they'll be like, nah, this can't keep happening because this is very
you know
predatory.
what I think they should do? Straight up, I think that they should just announce a tour and put all the cities on it, but don't put any venues or any times, and just do just the dates and like the relative like area, like city greater area, and then just like the day of the show, like an hour before, just be like, we're playing here, it's $50 at the door in cash only. And I still bet they would sell out every single one.
Can you imagine that?
Then it's like you bypass Ticketmaster, dude. You just make a bunch of cash. It's cheap for everyone. Like, I don't know.
I think what they should do is they should just play house parties.
At Jeff Bezos' house, baby. There's gonna be like 5,000 people show up to a 4-bedroom in Chicago.
That's what I'm saying, right? Like, how great would that be?
Yeah,
that would be kind of cool if they just like, you know, if they did the arena show, but then like, you know, the day after, it's like, hey, you know, we're gonna be at the Metro in Chicago. People are like, oh my god, you know, they all just run because that has like what, 100, 200 people,
and it's like, but it's like doors only and first come first served,
right?
You know, it's super unrealistic, but like, that would be really cool.
I think I heard of it. What
did that at the Metro one time?
Who did?
They released it was
Foo
yeah. Fighters. It was last minute, and they just were like, we're here, and people jumped on, got tickets, and it was like a standing room only. I had tickets that were offered to me by Haig, and then they were yanked away by Haig.
Yeah, Haig giveth and Haig taketh away. You know.
Damn, who's Haig?
That's the best way to ask that.
Oh shit, who's Haig? You know.
Damn, who's Haig?
Yeah, it was. That sounds pretty awful. I know you're a big Foo Fighters fan. I know recently. I think it was it When We Were Young festival had a lot of like emo bands and things like that. And I feel like there was some sort of, maybe I'm wrong. I didn't read this specifically, but through context from some bands that I follow, it seemed like there was maybe some issues with maybe one of the days, or something got canceled or something. So
the first day of the festival, it ended up getting, so it was actually like the fire marshal or whatever of Las Vegas shut it down because there was like high wind warnings, and like if it would have actually happened, it would have been an incredibly like dangerous scenario. Like stages would have been like falling over, and so like it was like really high winds. So that was the first day was canceled. But so actually one of the guitar players in Potionseller, Andy, shout out to Andy.
What up, Andy?
What up, Andy? He's in a band called Common Nonsense as well. They're gonna put out a new record soon. It's very good. But so he does like sound production and or music type live show scenarios. So he was out at Las Vegas working that. Oh,
that's awesome.
And what he said was that actually it seemed like the festival was like pretty well put together. I know there was a lot of problems in terms of like accessibility that were like a big issue. But overall, I think the festival was like pretty good, I think.
Yeah, I think one of the bands I followed, Census Fail, and they were playing at that festival, and I think they tweeted out, they're like, hey, show's canceled, we're going to be at this club, and it's free.
Oh, yeah.
And they're like, come check it out, and I think they made the most of it. Like, I think the bands were like finding places, they were like sort of doubling, tripling up on this, going to clubs, and like, we're playing here, like, just come check us out. And so they kind of took this giant festival, and they made it more intimate, and they found a way to make it work, which I thought was really, really cool.
Which I think is like almost cooler than like When We Were Young. Obviously, you don't get to see all of the bands, but I can't remember who it was, but there was a famous band, or was famous at one point, who it was just like the frontman doing like an acoustic set for like 12 people in someone's hotel room, just because like he needed somewhere to go and play, or like wanted to. But yeah, there was like I would say 10, 20, 30 bands that like put shows together and just played like little venues that would be a lot smaller than what they would normally book. So it was pretty sick to see all that happen, honestly.
That's
gonna be like getting back to their roots for them
right.
too. You know, like just like what a refreshing. You know, obviously you're not gonna make the money that you were gonna make or whatever, but like just to get back to that after you've hit a certain level and sustain that for so long. To get back to that, you know what? Fuck it. Let's just go play a place that smells like beer, that it's standing room only, and the people are going to lose their fucking mind.
And you're going to be so close to the room. You know, I think comedians deal with that all the time, right? I think Bill Burr just sold out Fenway. Like he's playing Fenway and stuff, and then when his hour's done, he's going to go back to clubs to work on his material. You know, it's just
seat cocktail table clubs,
right? Yeah, just to work on his shit. So like, I think they're constantly reminded of like, yeah, you can get big, you got to come back down though. You still got to work on your shit. You know, that's got to got to feel really weird, I'm sure.
But like, could you imagine if you were a person who went all the way to Las Vegas and like you're going there to see like Census Fail or Hawthorne Heights or like one of these bands, and the first day gets canceled, and you're like, damn, that's a bummer, but there's like a million emo kids running around in the streets. And then like, it sucks you didn't get to go to the festival and see all the bands, but there's like the one band you really, really wanted to see is playing in like a 100 cap room. You know what I mean? And like, you get to go see that, and like all the bands were cool about it. I'm sure they were like meeting people and just like chilling and walking around and stuff, you know, like, so that's probably like a favorite experience for a lot of those kids, I think.
Yeah.
I guess adults.
I personally love a smaller club versus a festival. I went to Warped Tour back in the day. I've been to a couple other ones, and I'd rather spend an hour to an hour and 15 with one or two bands that I really like versus like you get 25 minutes with a bunch of them. I'm like, no, I want to spend that time with a handful of bands that I really, 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 really like. I think I
like
found
Insane
myself
Clown Posse.
Right. You want to spend some time with those guys, you know, with the posse, with the
really
Juggalos, you know, really find out what's going on, you know, Detroit for life, you know?
Yeah, whoop, whoop. Yep.
Whoop, whoop. That's what they say in Detroit, whoop, whoop.
That's D-Town living.
Yeah,
that's D-Town living, dude. I don't really know much about D-Town living, but I do know about GR living.
Bingo.
Oh my God, I'm going to buff.
Yeah, so...
yeah, that was Noah, wasn't it?
Yep.
We got a lot of Noah sound bites on here, actually.
Let me hear another one.
All right.
Hold on.
I'm showing some signs of being fucking wet.
Oh my
Did you know
God.
that squirt is pee? And did you also know that I don't care?
One more time.
That was like a
Did you know that
Seinfeld
squirt is
line.
pee? And did you also know that I don't care?
That's like something that Jerry Seinfeld would say.
Yeah, I got to the point where he's like, this. He's like, this. He got to the point where he's like, this feels like bullying. I'm like, you say funny shit on the stream, okay? What am I supposed to do? Just let it go to waste? I can't. I can't do that. I can't do it, man. I'm sorry.
Funny.
It's so good. It's so good.
Doug, I have this tab open here that just says, "What would Doug lick?"
Nice. I've got one called Doug's Licking List for Justin. So, on to our next segment. So, Austin, are you aware that people have been really licking on some frogs?
No.
No?
Might be the best transition in the history of Mind Games.
Yeah, man. People are just like really just going to town on these frogs.
They're licking a frog?
Yeah, so apparently the National Park Service wants humans to stop licking. I'm sorry, this toad. Boy, that was really...
Oh, they've been like, oh, yeah. People lick toads, yeah.
Yeah.
You're going to get raked in the comments, Doug.
Yeah, I'm sorry. I was like, that's very specious, and that was just really awful of me.
Not cool, man.
I know. So apparently there's this Sonoran desert toad that secretes toxic secretions, and
they probably get you high as hell, huh?
One part of that is a powerful hallucinogen known as 50-MeO-DMT. So apparently, in recent years, smoking the amphibian's secretions has grown in popularity. So much so that the species is even considered threatened, at least in New Mexico.
People have been aggressively looking at these.
Humans will find any way to make an animal go extinct, even if it just means they're getting high off them.
By getting high or fucking it. That's usually
Dude,
the top two things. You know?
Smoking toad, dude. Smoking toad. We're getting...
A number of public figures have been reported experimenting with the toad's extracted toxins. Boxing legend Mike Tyson has spoken out about it. You know? And some people have been studying, you know, look, whatever. Anyway, so you know, this got Justin and I thinking, you know, if you know, what people are willing to do for a buzz, you know, what people are willing to do to get high. So I posited this question. I was like, what would you do? What would you be willing to lick to get the best high that you've ever had in your entire life? We're talking top euphoria.
Right. This
We're
is
talking
you're
that
experiencing true nirvana.
you're just like, huh? Where you're like, oh my God, I'm going to do that again. What would you be willing to lick? So
No possibility of a bad trip. No possibility of a hangover. It is the best high you've ever gotten. And then when it's done, it's just kind of done.
yeah, man.
no-
absolutely schneebleed
Yes.
off a lick.
Off of a lick. You
Now,
got to
here's
be...
the thing.
Go
Doug,
ahead.
you have to be okay. As we play this game, you have to put yourself in the mind. Because the first thing I'm like, well, Doug's going to tank this game because I'm going to say, would you lick this? Nope, I don't get high. Like, you've got to assume that you get high,
Well,
Doug.
because
Oh,
I
yeah.
don't either, but if I'll pretend that I'll
Same.
be just you know, indubitably, then I will. We'll run it. I'll lick something.
Never has there been a phrase that proved that someone doesn't get high. Like, you can say, like, you know, oh, I'm doing the marijuana, but, like, to get indubitably, that's
Yeah.
absolutely it right there.
Hello, fellow teenagers. We ready to get high? We're ready to do the weed? It's a cop. Yeah, so this is the acting mindset I'm going to get into. I'm going to imagine it's like this is the best food, right? Like this is that delicious num-nums that I'm like, "Oh my God, I can't wait to have this." I imagine that's about as close as I can get to like finding that high. So I'm going to put myself in the mindset because I thought the same thing. I was like, I haven't gotten high. I don't do that, but I want to play this game. So I'm into it. I'm not just going to be like, no. I'm like, no, this is something that I really, really want. So I'm here for it. So, all right. Justin.
Yes, Douglas.
Okay. I will start.
Now, are we just going to go through one? Like,
I say we go back and
all
forth.
One, or are we going to escalate all the way for each person?
I say we start, you know, I'll go, then you go, and then we'll kind of go back and forth. And Austin, I got a couple for you too.
Mine are stat ranked, so
I've got the old ticker is going
All right.
up here.
I got some I'm going to ask you too. All right. So we'll see. We'll see if he's into it. All right, Justin. To get that euphoric high, would you lick? And when we're talking a lick, it's not just like my daughter. I'm like, hey, will you try something? And she's like, "Nah."
Yeah.
I'm talking. It's like
full back
it's
of the
like
tongue.
date night,
Yeah.
birthday. You know, it's
Full back to fronter.
yeah.
Is what we're talking
It's
about.
like spreading labia minora and majora to get in there. All right, that's what we're talking about.
face
Right.
first.
Right.
Face for getting into.
Below the mounds pubis. Yep.
Would you do the full lick on a ghost pepper to get that high?
Yes. Absolutely.
And now you will get high. There's also you can have ghost pepper in your mouth. That is a side effect of this.
Whilst okay, so it's not like I lick it. It's like ow, and then I get high.
You're like, I'm high. No, you're like, huh? Yeah. As you're going through it, it's like you got to deal with the ghost pepper to get through.
Well,
it.
is it like the outside, like the shiny, like smooth part of it? Because like that's not gonna be that hot. So
Right.
if you're
Or have we
if you're
cracked it
chopping it in
open?
half,
Yeah, that's gonna think because because like you can't get high from licking that. You got to open it up. You got to open it up and you got to lick it. You got to find the seeds.
you have to spread it.
Spread it so you can get it.
Your tongue in
know?
between,
Yes,
all the way in.
all the way in. Yeah. So yeah, you have to.
Yes, I would 100% do that.
All right. Okay.
If it was that good of a high, I would say that in that instance, the pain is worth the pleasure.
I like it. I like it. All right.
Go for it. Because I'm crazy like that.
I like it. That seems fair. That seems fair. People like to eat
GR
that
living,
shit.
baby.
That's GR leaving.
Yep.
Are you keeping a tally? Is that what that is?
Kinda.
No, that's because we talked about when we all went out to lunch. We talked about the wink at the end.
Oh
So
yeah, okay.
that's the sound of the wink.
Yes.
For the podcast folks.
I hear you.
So are we going?
All right, you go next for me. Yeah.
I'll do you next.
Yeah,
Okay.
I realized I didn't say. I just said you as I pointed at both of you. So yeah,
Right.
fucking figure it out.
Screen. All right, Doug. What would you be willing to lick if you knew you'd have the best high you've ever had? Would you be willing? Now this is this one bullet point's a two-parter. Would you be willing to lick a raw onion peeled?
I hate onions. I fucking can't stand them. They drive me crazy. But yes, to know that I would get that high. If anyone who's ever listened to this show, you know how much I fucking hate onions. And yes, I would. Absolutely, I would. Absolutely.
Now, what about unpeeled? Because anyone who's ever chopped an onion knows that paper.
It's like garlic. Yeah.
It's just going to stick to the insides of your tongue and you won't be.
Listen, that's collateral damage. That comes with the territory.
Right.
You got to do it. You got to do it.
All right.
Y'all are giving some options that are like way far off than what I was thinking you were going to talk about. I thought there was going to be more anus involved.
We're getting started here. We're getting started.
We're just warming up.
Austin, to get high, really high, would you be willing to lick some coleslaw?
That's a tough one. That is a tough one.
He looks behind him like, who you been talking to?
Well, my girlfriend just...
Oh. I just thought you got real distrusting for a second.
He's like, how the fuck?
Yeah, I would. Yeah, 100%.
Yeah, getting all that cabbage, the carrot,
You would tongue
the
punch a
mayonnaise.
bowl. Yeah.
Yes. Sorry, my keys were in here. She needed my keys.
It's
But
all
yes,
good.
I would.
Yeah.
Yes.
Okay. All right. Fair enough.
All right.
Fair enough. Okay.
Yeah. I would
All right.
punch some coleslaw to get
Now we're
extra
talking, right?
high. Yeah.
Let's get it. All right, Justin.
All right, let's ratchet it up one notch.
All right. Would you go?
Well, you have don't you have the da-da-da-da-da-da-da, like the level up music?
I do.
We need to
but,
do that in between.
Okay. All right. Everyone, chill.
Hey, just
All right.
round two.
Justin. To get high, would you lick the handrail pole on the Red Line train after Lollapalooza?
Doug, I love that you and I we've been doing this for far too long.
You both have it on the list, huh?
Well, we have variations of the same theme. All right. The handrail pole on the Red Line after Lollapalooza. Okay.
For those of you who don't know, the Red Line is a train in Chicago, a very heavily trafficked train, and arguably one of the grossest trains. Arguably one of the grossest ones.
Arguably. Yeah, look.
There's piss and cum and fart and shit all over the.
Oh, yeah. And you're thinking of like after a full day and people are Lollapalooza, so people are packed in there, they're sweaty, they're hanging on to that, they're touching those things, and they're like, hey, man, you want to get high? This only happens once a year. Lollapalooza's in town. This is the only time you get this high. You got to lick this handrail. Will you do it?
Can I ask this? Can I get a shot of penicillin along with it? Like, is that like as a chaser?
Hey, you know the risk going into it. I leave that up to you. All right?
I'm allergic to penicillin, so that would
No medical assistance. Just a lick.
I would do it. Yes, I would. I would
All
lick
right.
the pole.
I just imagine him just. Yeah.
Well, let me ask this: do I have to lick like from the base to the top?
I wouldn't say. I wouldn't say you wouldn't have to do it from the root to the tip.
You gotta clear 6 inches though.
Yeah, I think that's fair. That's fair. Yeah, that makes sense.
I can clear 6 inches. Yeah.
All right, I respect it. All right, what do you
All
got?
right. Dougie, to get the best high in the world, would you lick the handle of a dumbbell at your gym during peak workout time?
Oh, those animals that live there. Oh,
Yo, Chet just got done doing 20 reps with those 35ers.
oh God.
You're
Ugh.
the bro?
Dude,
Yeah,
when I'm done lifting, I cannot wait to wash my hands. I cannot wait because it is so disgusting. Ugh. Yeah, I think I probably would. Oh God, I just have to tap into like my younger self, and be like, "Hey man, this is gonna be worth." Yeah, that would be really gross. That would be really, really gross. Yeah, I think I would.
Like when SpongeBob puts his tongue in Gary's food canister and shrivels up and goes. Bleh.
Pretty much, yeah. That's how. All right, I got another one for you, Austin.
Lay it on me.
To get high as you've ever gotten before, would you lick Tommy Pickles' head from Rugrats?
Hell yeah, I would do that for nothing. Hell yeah, that boy's got a clean scalp.
What are you talking about? Have you seen it? It looks filthy. He's a baby.
Well, but I think Mr. and Mrs. Pickles probably keep him pretty dapper. I mean, they give him baths.
Do they look
regularly,
like
hopefully.
people that they don't look like they take care of their kids? Not to mention, you have to go to some cartoon family's home to lick the head of a child.
Am I a cartoon in this scenario?
Do you
want to
be?
Yeah, I do. Actually,
If you're like, actually, no, I don't want to. I don't like that responsibility.
I want to stay human, and they can stay cartoon.
IRL.
Even if you're a
No, but yeah.
cartoon, you still have to go to someone else's house. You'd be like, hey man, can I? You guys need to. You should let me babysit your kid for you. You should go out. You should have a night in the town. You're just sitting there, licking the kid's head.
6 inches. I want to lick your baby. Yeah, no, I would for sure. Tommy Pickles for sure. I don't know. Dylan Lil probably not because they eat bugs and shit. But I would. Tommy for sure.
All right, fair enough.
right.
Okay, all right,
Round
Justin.
3.
All right, sticking in the same vein, but we're upping it up a notch. Justin, to get super duper high, would you lick a toilet seat at O'Hare Airport?
I hate how. Wait, like the thing is, we stack ranked them different, but we were on the same page, up and down, baby. The toilet seat at O'Hare Airport,
O'Hare International Airport.
International Airport.
You got international butts on those seats, baby.
It depends. Are we talking about like the Seagate or B or A? Which branch of O'Hare are we doing?
Does it matter?
It very much so.
Why is it?
Just do the Delta wing.
Oh, no. If it was Spirit, I would say yes because I would die riding.
Really? You do Spirit? The people that aren't willing to pay for upgrades
die
on anything?
No, there would be a painless death. It would drop dead.
A little bit of botulism with your high.
What a way to go out. Would I go? Man. No.
Because here's the thing with airports, like that's again, it's a step above public transportation. You know, as far as like
They clean them more often though.
they
It's
do,
true,
but
man, that's international butt. Like,
yeah.
It's international butt, baby. Yeah.
Yeah, I mean they may clean it, but still, even in between cleans, the amount of people that are going in and out of there, like
here's what I'm gonna say.
I could be 150 people there before the next clean on one seat.
conservatively,
It could be 10 minutes. He just came through. There's already been 300 guys.
And
sat down on that
those
one.
are travel dumps too. Those aren't like your regular like these are like people they've got weird bacteria in their bellies and stuff like that from traveling. They've had to eat Sbarro, or whatever else they can find.
yeah.
So I mean, those are
Some of them have been traveling for maybe 14 hours. They haven't showered in 72. That math works out.
Old fucking Dwayne the Rock Johnson's been holding in that dookie since over in the Middle East.
Right.
He comes back and sits on that toilet, dude. And there's like 150 of those guys. So
yeah.
I can smell what he's cooking.
Mhm.
Yeah. I've walked in. I'll say this: I've walked into some stalls in the bathroom and immediately walked out and gone, "I don't have to go that bad." So
Right.
I'm gonna say probably no. I would. I think I would. I think I would tap. I would miss out on the high.
Yeah.
I would
Especially
miss out on the-
as you're about to go down and like give it a lick, you're like, here we go, and just you hear that right next to you,
Yeah. Next to me, it's just,
followed by you're just like
oh my sphincter.
you're like, oh god, I
The
don't want
fart
to do this.
noises. So the fart
Yeah.
noises finally came out. Well, and you have to have 6 inches across the seat, and
Right?
That's true. Yeah.
It's just
that could take you like, depending on how sticky it is, that could get all the way.
Oh.
Oh yeah.
Tough to
No.
say.
All right, Doug.
All right.
Would you, to get the high, would you lick the inside of a wet diaper, but you don't know what it's wet with?
Oh, I don't think Practical Doug can say yes to this. No, there's nothing worse. One of the worst feelings in the world for me is in the middle of the night, I get up to go to the bathroom. It's dark, and I step in something wet on the carpet, and it's cat puke or something. And I'm like, I walk as if like I've stepped in nails. I'm like, just like it's the grossest, nastiest. Or you put your hand in something wet, you're like, why is this wet? What is this? And then you're like, God forbid, like, do I smell it? What if this is something I don't want to smell? And it's just, I know I couldn't, just straight up no.
That'd be it.
I'd be like, it's like, lick this diaper. I'd be like, I'm sorry, I cannot do that. I cannot do that.
Yeah, it could be anything. It's rolling the dice though, so it could be something real tasty.
Odds are, if it's a diaper, it won't be good. It's nothing good. So
Someone's got to win the lottery.
I
Tough to
guess.
say. I don't know.
Yeah.
I couldn't call it, to be honest.
I just had 2 for you, Austin. I'm sorry, I don't have a third. So
Austin, would you?
yeah, would
lick
you do the
the
diaper? What would you rather do?
Whose diaper is it? Is it Tommy Pickles? If so, yes. But
Actually, I like that, Doug. With that, now out of the two, now we'll do a would you rather. So would you? You have to pick one. Would you rather lick the diaper that's wet but you don't know why, or the toilet seat at the public airport, or the public toilet seat at the airport?
Yeah, it is a public airport, but you know.
It is.
are you talking to me or talking to?
Oh,
Doug?
I'm talking to you, Austin.
Oh, I mean, I'll go toilet seat, to be honest.
I think that's a
Yeah.
safer choice, honestly.
Yeah, because like, I'll roll the dice on that one. Yeah.
I think that makes sense. I'm with you.
Yeah.
All right,
I got one. I got one for you guys though.
All right,
yeah.
let's do it.
Would you lick for the most insane high you've ever experienced or could ever experience to be, life altering? Would you lick the inside of Steve Buscemi's mouth?
Yes,
Yeah.
absolutely.
What?
Okay.
We'd answer the exact
Absolutely.
same time. Yeah.
And that's the answer that I would have said, and that's what I was expecting. So
Yeah,
Yep.
I was like that man's a talented artist, and I'm like, whatever. To get high,
If I'm gonna be honest, I've long wondered what the inside of his mouth tastes like.
Me too.
yeah, I think
Me too.
the hardest part is like Steve convincing him to let you do it. I think that's the hardest
Right.
part, because I'm
Steve,
sure.
there's a solid chance that you'll get high too. So let's just do this.
Because
Yeah.
that's the thing is like, if you know about that, so do other people. So he probably gets bugged about it all the time. So you have to convince him why he needs to let you lick the inside of his mouth.
But that's probably how he feels. Yeah, all the time.
Mm-hmm.
Right.
Maybe that's why he is the way that he is. Who
Maybe.
knows?
That was a great one. I like it.
I like that one.
All right, Justin.
Let's rip this last one off here, Doug.
All right, you ready? All right. Would you lick Abby's butthole?
I knew there was gonna be a butthole somewhere in here. I was waiting
Yeah.
for it.
Abby is his dog. His
And
Australian Blue
Oh.
Shepherd.
I keep.
It's
thing
cleaner
is,
than a human's, they say.
Butthole?
I mean, they
That's
do
their
lick it
mouth.
a lot,
I was gonna say she licks her butthole all the time, so I have to imagine it's not that bad. Is she hot? Do you think she's high all the time?
Probably. She's a
My
dog.
dog fucking loaded right now.
See, the thing I look at is like you have to like go over to your dog, convince her to lay down or whatever. You have to be like, stay, and then you're like lifting up the tail, and you're like, stay, and she's just looking at you like, why? Well,
Yeah.
you're like, don't tell Beth, and you just, go get in there.
No, you
Neighbors peeking over the fence.
right. Christine, he's doing it again.
You're like, Abby, get over here. I've had a really long day. Get over here. She's. Where's the dog?
That's gonna be a hard pass. I do have to. Yeah. That's gonna be a hard pass because look, man, you don't know. You just don't know what you're getting. Like, yeah.
A box of chocolates, if you will.
Yeah, something.
The thing is, like, now because you go, oh, she
Dog
likes it.
chocolate.
But you got, when we're taking her for a walk, she'll go nose to nose right up to a shit and be like, "What's this?" And I'm like, "I don't know how you're doing that." So I can't trust her taste in anything. So that's a no. Doug, would you? Now we're getting into some of the same thematically, the same things. Would you lick a porta potty toilet seat?
No, absolutely not. No, I remember distinctly one time going to a cross country track meet that my dad was coaching at, and I had to go use a porta potty, and there was basically a solid log of nuts that was a shit. Like some athlete.
Someone dropped a payday in there.
Someone literally was just. I mean, some kid was like, I gotta have all the energy from the nuts, and it didn't digest them, and when he shit, it basically looks like a payday. And I was like, oh my God. I didn't say anything, and then my brother went in there, and he came in and goes, did you see that shit that was all nuts? I go, yeah. And then one of my dad's coaching friends goes in and comes out and goes, oh my God, did you see the nut shit in there? We were all like, yeah, you saw it too? They're like, that's crazy.
That shit is nuts.
That's why I was like, yeah.
He's like swallowing peanuts, like without even chewing them, just out of the canister.
His body's like, get them out of here. I don't care if they're not done yet. Get them out. We got to make room for other things. Yeah, so no, I wouldn't lick a porta potty.
Austin, this or that, would you rather lick a dog's butthole? Or
No,
would you rather-
Justin's dog's butthole, specifically.
Specifically mine. Well, he's never met mine. I was going to give him the option.
All right,
I
fine.
would introduce
Spaghetti.
myself.
Would you rather-
and, be polite?
Would you rather
first.
lick Spaghetti's butthole, or would you rather lick a porta potty toilet seat
Spaghetti's butthole all
Yeah.
day long?
Yeah,
all day? Yeah,
100%.
fair.
Yeah.
That's
All
fair.
right.
All
Okay.
right, last ones.
Last one. Justin, I'm going to send you a picture over GChat.
Jesus, this is a visual one.
You let me know if you would
I hate you.
give this a big old look. Also, you can't see this. This is a tarantula spider. Justin hates spiders. So, Nia goes, wait, why my dog? Why not his dog? What the fuck? He's
I
like,
didn't know he had a dog.
No, I was like, this is bullshit.
Look, no, be honored, okay? Your dog has a butthole that is lickable, okay?
All right, you heard it here.
You heard it here first.
Oh boy. Yeah,
okay.
that's a big deal. You heard it here first, so I'd say that's a
This is a Mind Gap exclusive.
had to be done.
I like that. That's cool. That's cool.
What part of this would I have to lick?
You got to hold it in your hand, like the picture.
Oh,
and
nope.
And you have to lick its back.
I'll lick it out of someone else's hand, but I won't hold it.
Oh, so you would? You look at it out of someone else's hand, but you wouldn't hold it?
Possibly.
Yeah,
What
you
if there
got
was another giant spider's hand?
That's my nightmare. That's a nightmare. I don't like it. So I've got to hold it, and then am I licking? What am I?
You're going
licking?
from ass to the top of its head.
I'm going against the grain on the spines.
Yeah.
And the fur? No,
Dude, this is to get the best tie you've ever had.
no.
This is fifth level. This is fifth level shit, boy.
I'll
This
lick
is
the dog's
boss
butthole
level
over this.
difficulty.
I'll lick the dog's butthole over this.
Of course you would.
Yeah. Here's the thing, I don't, because I know that tarantulas can shoot the little hairs off their butt.
Not everyone.
What?
Not every tarantula.
I don't know if that's true. If I look at it against the grain, is it going to get stuck in my tongue? I don't know about that.
I don't
It's
know.
not like a porcupine, I don't think. Like I think it's, I don't think they'll like quill you as much because people
No?
hold them. People hold tarantulas all the time. I know they don't lick them every day. I don't know. Maybe they do.
That we know of.
I can't do it. Nope. Got to stick strong. Not doing it. Fuck that. Not doing it.
No way. No way. No how. Not me. Psh, not in this lifetime. Not doing it. I don't think so.
Moving on. Take your tarantula. Hit the bricks, kid.
Yeah. Get out of here. How's your mother?
I put my dick in worse.
You know? Yeah.
There you go. All right, Doug. Last one for you.
All right, let's do it.
For the best high, would you lick the floor of a red line car, but specifically the part that meets that little divider?
I know what you're talking about. I know what you're talking
divider
about.
wall where, like, when something's spilled, it all pools up in that one spot.
Blech.
That's
Blech. You mean the part where
keep in mind,
that's where people pee?
that's where people pee. If something's spilled, it always goes to there.
People come.
People
And piss and shit too.
exactly. All the things.
part.
It's one of the worst parts of the floor.
No.
No good.
No. I'm tapping out,
No.
man. Like, I've spent enough time on the red line smelling piss and just knowing where it's coming from and just be like, if you lick that, you could get really, really high. I'd be like, I'm good. I've already had diarrhea today. I don't need any more. Thank you.
There you go. Austin, tarantula or red line floor?
Tarantula, baby. Let's go.
Oh,
That's
yeah.
that's a tough choice, man. That's a tough choice.
oh my!
Yeah.
Well, I feel like that was kind of like an Ask Practical Doug
That was
unto
it. That
itself.
was the segment. Yeah.
I mean, that was our segment. The game turned into the segment, which was amazing. Austin, thank you for putting up with our, dumb dickery on that.
Dumb dickery, baby. Yeah, I love it. It was
A
good.
dumb dickery. Great. All right, that was super fun. Let us know down in the comments which one of those you'd pick if you're listening to this. We'd love to know which of those options would you do to get super fucking high. All right, now we're moving on to the part of the show where it's all about recommendations. Austin, this is where we talk about things that we've watched, things that we've read, things that we've listened to, things that we think, hey, you need to go check this out. You should go listen to it. You should go watch this and, get stuff.
yeah.
Basically what we were talking about over the fire pit, over
Yes.
at Noah Fussman's wedding.
I'm gonna say the exact same thing I told you at the fire pit.
Which you should, because I listened to them and I agree with your recommendations.
Did you like the arm's length?
I think I liked, what was it?
No
goddamn.
pressure was the other
No
one.
Pressure, I think, was the one I liked more.
Yeah, no pressure is crazy.
Yeah. So tell people.
I just, yeah, okay. My recommendation. There's a band called Arm's Length. They just put out a record recently. New-ish emo band that's really popping off right now. But they're crazy. The new record's great. I've been listening to it a lot. You should go listen to them.
Nice. I like it. Justin, what do you got to recommend?
I'm going to recommend on Apple TV Plus The Problem with Jon Stewart. It's season 1 started off a little slow. They were trying to figure out how to distinguish themselves from his time at The Daily Show and what they wanted the show to be and how to make it stand on its own. And I think in season 2, they were like, you know what? We're going to lean into what works. And we're like, John is at his best when he is doing The Daily Show style format, maybe mixed with a little bit of Last Week Tonight with John Oliver. So I feel like season 2, they have really found their legs, and he has done some amazing interviews with some really shitty people and held them to task, and it's been absolutely amazing. So I would strongly recommend checking out The Problem with Jon Stewart. Some of the stuff that he tackles too is just it's really interesting to hear, because it opens up with him doing like a bit of an at the desk monologue. Then they go to interviews with people who relate to the topic that they're talking about. And then they usually end with some sort of an interview or some special segment on the topic that dives further into it. So it's just a really cool show that gives some really interesting insight and perspective. So, and Jon Stewart, I think, is a genius. So there you go. Problem with Jon Stewart. Doug, what do you got?
I'd recommend Attack on
Dude, did you get it?
I got it. I'd recommend
You dropped a lung on that one.
I did. It was sitting there. I'm like, can I talk without doing this? Nope. I had to get it out. Attack on Titan anime. I just recently, it's the first season's on Netflix. There's 4 seasons. I eventually just succumbed to getting Crunchyroll, which is the sort of the anime streaming service. I was like, all right, there's some shit I need to watch this. So I'm actually finally just started season 4. It's a wild show. It is a wild ass show. It is a dark show. It's a heavy show. And it seems like it's mystery after mystery after mystery. I'm like, when will this shit get solved? And so I'm hoping to see some good conclusions to this in season 4. But it's very interesting. Essentially, it's about these folks who appear to be living in somewhat medieval times-ish. They live behind these really gigantic walls. Outside the walls are these things called Titans, which, Justin, I would love for you to watch like a couple episodes because just get your reaction.
I've seen clips of the show. Yeah,
cool.
Even like the first episode, because it's like, this is crazy looking.
Yeah. The thing is, like, the Titans, especially the way that they move, they're really disturbing.
Okay.
Because they basically just have like really vacant expressions, and they're just like,
yeah, they're like inside out people, right? Giant.
They're not. Yeah. No, they're just like they almost look like just people that have like are unplugged in the back. They're just like, oh, I'm gonna come eat you, and they walk.
There's one Titan who's like a super Titan or whatever, and his muscles are exposed, but that's like a special Titan.
Yeah.
Oh, that's the clip I've seen then. So maybe I do need to.
Yeah, they call them abnormals, and they move abnormally, and they run. It's very disturbing. I don't like it at all. I'm like, oh my god, please kill those. But if you haven't checked it out, I think it's fun. You can at least check out season 1 on Netflix now. Otherwise, you kind of have to check out Crunchyroll to get the other stuff, which is what I'm doing. So you should do that. Yeah, that's our recommendations. All right. As we wrap up here, once again, Austin, where can people find you? Where can they find all your stuff? Let them know.
All the music is Potionseller. It's streaming on all the platforms. I think, except SoundCloud, which I'll probably upload it there soon. But it's on like Spotify and Apple Music and everything. If you search like Potionseller EP, Potionseller is one word, you'll find it. And then yeah, social media is just, we don't have any special social media for Potionseller. It's just like at Austen Reno for everything again. So yeah.
Hell yeah. Go check out that shit, y'all. Go check out that stuff. And while you're out there, check out MindGap. All of our social media is at MindGap Podcast. Check out our YouTube channel, youtube.com/MindGap Podcast. We live stream the podcasts on Tuesdays at 7 p.m. Central. Come hang out with us in the chat there. I also host the video game stream on Fridays at 8 p.m. Central. This Friday is going to be Deep Rock Galactic. It should be a fun game. I've only played it for 20 minutes, but apparently Alpaca is going to join us as well as Seth, so we're going to have ourselves a good time with that. And, of course, check out the description for Discord information. Join our Discord. Check out our merch, and check out patreon.com/MindGapPodcast, and also look for Justin as well.
On Twitter and Instagram at Justin_Michael, spelled Mikel. It's the fun way of spelling it. And while you're in the online realm, check us out on Spotify, Apple Podcasts, Google Podcasts, Stitcher, Podbean, GoodPod, all the places where you can find and consume quality podcasts. You can find and consume us. Like, subscribe, share, rate, review, whatever. Do all the things that we always ask you to do. And then 2east8th.com and 2east8th on all social media. And also, pardon me, pause for burp, loveandimprovfilm.com. Love and Improv Film on Instagram and Love and Improv on Twitter. You can follow along as we rocket forward into production now. We are moving and shaking, and we've got some things are happening. So just keep an eye on all this stuff.
Toot motherfuckers.
Yeah.
Well, once again, Austin, absolute delight having you back here. Of course, you're always welcome back. We love talking with you. You're so much fun. So thank you for spending the time with us here on this evening.
Thank you, good says. I appreciate you having me. It's always really fun. So, yeah, thanks a lot.
Hell yeah. And with that being said, I want to say, Justin, thank you.
Douglas, thank you.
Chat, thank you.
And listeners, thank you.
And you all have a dandy fucking week. You know what I'm saying? Because at the end of the day,
that's just Geo Lilith. And that's how I end that recording.
Was that the end? Did you get...
Still doing it, right?
What's up?
It's still on?
Oh, I mean, we're still live on YouTube, but, that's how I stopped the recording process for the...
Your the voice mod is still on.
Hollywood.
You sound like my
All
Uncle Dale.
That was so weird.
Willy woo, willy woo.
There we go. That's better. Thank you. There's always that one last thing I forget to do. And you're like, no, it's still on.
On purpose or not?
No, I was just an idiot. So. Willy, woo. Oh, my God, that was so much fun. Noah, thanks for hanging out, man. Thanks for stopping by and supporting your bro. It's always good.
Yeah, thanks, Noah.
Yeah, and thanks for everyone else that's checking this out. Again, I will see you on Friday for the video game stream, and thanks for hanging out with us. So until next time, you all be cool, stay safe, and I hope you voted. I hope so. You better have. All right, gang.
Better have.